Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is ENIAC number 3. Really interesting release from Bad Idea. It's, of course, obviously the 3rd issue of ENIAC, which has been a really solid series and one that I've liked. Bad Idea has been putting out some top-notch stuff, and this is no exception. Let me go find the credits page, because I like to credit everyone. Written by Matt Kindt, art by Doug Braithwaite, color by Diego Rodriguez, coloring by Dave Sharpe, cover by Luis LaRosa, cover colors Diego Rodriguez, and then there's Hero Trade in the back, which is also Kindt, and then David Lapham is the artist for that. So ENIAC. ENIAC is about this artificial intelligence run amok who is threatening the stability of the world. It has threatened to do something in 48 hours, and a crack team of 2 women have been dispatched to go stop the artificial intelligence. We don't know what is going to happen, we just know something will happen. For all we know, a bunch of roses and unicorns will pop out of nowhere. The series has been really interesting is that it's been tying in real-world events into the comic. We learned that ENIAC was part of World War II, made decisions about dropping the atomic bombs, and there's been some other stuff of real-world events that have been tied to it. This issue opens up with Fletcher as one of the women. We found out her mother is tied to ENIAC and might have the information on how to stop it. What we learn is her mother was a NASA scientist and got blamed for the Challenger explosion. For some reason, the use of the Challenger actually rubbed me the wrong way. I've loved the series' use of real-world events. I didn't have a problem for it using being tied into dropping of the nuclear bombs. For some reason, the Challenger explosion just feels like a little bit step too far. I don't know why. It just partially because I lived through it and kind of experienced it, watching it live. So this is something that's kind of that early childhood trauma. For some reason it bothers me. It's kind of fascinating. I think partially it's just it's weird. I could probably do an entire rant about that, but we'll move on from that. So, to warn people, to me that it was a little off. But generally the comic is really, really good. There's a lot of actions. This issue really ups the paranoia with just one more issue left. It's really setting up that final confrontation as to, what might happen and what they might be able to do to stop ENIAC. There's 29 minutes, I think, left, roughly, at the end of this issue. The big thing is, the paranoia really builds up, and you start questioning, who is in on it, who's part of ENIAC's plan. Everything that has laid out ENIAC has been a step ahead. So the question is, what has it been seeding all these years, and how is it all coming together? I mean, the fact that Fletcher's mom is part of this, is not a coincidence. Clearly, ENIAC was, thinking ahead and putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And that way, the series is really cool, and I think when it comes together, it's going to feel a lot better. But on its own, it's one of those, oh, come on, her mother's involved, really, this random person was chosen to go complete a mission, but her mother, it's just one of those that it just kind of feels like a step too far. However, if you take a step back and realize, ENIAC's been pulling the strings all this time, it makes it a bit more plausible, if it makes sense. So it's going to be one if the magician's trick will be revealed at the end of the series. I think if that's done, to me, that's going to bother me less than if they just let that go. As usual, the art is absolutely fantastic. Top-notch stuff. We're going to skip the Challenger explosion because I just don't think it's worth it. You can see the art is, I think, really, really great. We'll skip that nudity. There's a lot of nudity in this issue. They let it all hang out. Literally let it hang out. They drop dong in it to steal something from It's Always Sunny. So yeah, it's and everyone's circumcised. You can tell. It's very key. It's a detail that you can't miss. So the issue, I think, is really kind of it's good. It really sets up that finale. But to me, the biggest thing about that main story is that it does a fantastic job of that paranoia. It really had me guessing who might turn, and would they actually complete their mission, and what has what pieces of the puzzle has ENIAC like set up to this point. It's really like, for much as I thought it was an action comic, it's really a techno thriller more than anything, and I think that's really, really cool. Full of paranoia, like it really plays off the old school tech paranoia really, really well. The issue also has, I guess it would be a reprint of the Hero Trade, the comic that was originally released, teasing Bad Idea. You know, that's between Kindt and Lapham. So the thing with the Hero Trade, like, I love the stories. I think they're great. I like the art. The thing that gets me, though, is that they have, like, no connection to the main story. Like, so this one's called Heroes for Sale, and it's about a guy who's selling body parts of a hero that's gone missing. To me, the story itself, like, it just doesn't connect at all to ENIAC. I wish there was some, like, theme going towards it, whether or not the paranoia or action or something, technology, whatever. I think that would be a stronger thing. Like, Ahoy was doing that for a while, where they were tying kind of their back material to the main material. They got away from that, and I had the same issue with it. But this one is just, it's blatant. Other than the writer, the two have no connection at all. However, the Hero Trade's been fantastic in that, like, Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt sort of way. You know, there's always a twist at the end, and the twists have been really solid. So, overall, like, I'm not crapping on the comic because of that. I just wish the two things kind of came together and was a bit more thematic, tied together. But beyond that, like, ENIAC is another issue that's absolutely fantastic. The series has been top-notch. Like, the fact that Bad Idea launched with this, absolutely fantastic. Like, feather in their cap, top-notch stuff. Really, really pulled it off and pulled it off well. So, super excited for the finale. It's just a 4-issue series, so we'll be seeing that next month, and I'm pumped to see how it all wraps up. You can go get this. We got a link of the Bad Idea shops underneath. You can go purchase through that. We'll also have an affiliate link where you can purchase your own copy as well. As always with affiliate links, by doing that you help support our site, so thank you. But watching these videos support us, so thank you for that. If you're into Bad Idea, if you're into comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.